Good morning. How are you all? I am pretty good. What? Can I tell you? I had some of the best food today. You wanna know what it is? No, it's not ice cream. Smarty. I actually had some turnip greens and some okra, some black eyed peas. Do y'all like any of that stuff? Oh, I just love it. I always like vegetables. I like meat too, but it's nothing like just having some vegetables and stuff like that. So how's everything been going with you all? About the same? I'm sure you'll make it through. It's good to have a little bit of change. Makes you do what? Yeah, use your thinking cap. Yeah, we've got a new month. Last month we talked about friendship. Well, this month kind of leads into where you go from friendship. Because once you get a friend, you got to be able to do what? You got to be able to keep your friend. What is one of the main reasons we lose friends? Yeah. They do something we didn't like them to do. And usually it has to involve what? Yeah, how they act. I've got a word for you all. Try it. It's called integrity. Yeah, it's kind of different. You don't really hear it often, but it's big and you see it everywhere. Say it again. Right finger there. Echo buttons on. Integrity. Choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. Integrity. Choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. Echo buttons off. You know, it's, if you look at the spelling of the word, it's got a couple of I's in there. It starts with the I too. What I am I talking about? No, we're talking about ourselves. Yeah, integrity starts with us. It doesn't start with me pointing the finger saying what somebody else didn't do. It starts with me being able to do what? Doing it myself. Do y'all remember what Jesus said? Do unto others as you should have them do unto you. How do you all remember all this stuff? Do y'all write it down? You must have some very, very smart minds. Very smart young kids. I think you all will be very, very good for this story. Before we start, I want y'all to take a look at the memory verse. We're back again in Proverbs, because Proverbs is about what? Wisdom. Finding out what to do and doing it. But this is Proverbs 10 and 9. You ready? Have a look at it. Anyone who lives without blame walks safely, but anyone who takes a crooked path will get caught. Proverbs 10 and 9. Well, that kind of says it. It's always the easy way to do something. It's always a time when somebody's not looking. It's always a time when I can say, I could do it easier, faster, da da da. But guess what? Is it the right way? when I got to turn in my test, yeah, I got an A, but did I really do it? Closed book? Or when I had to do the word search, did I look in the back of the book for the answers? Yeah, you could say you won, but deep down inside, everybody's saying you won, but in the inside, you're saying, but if I could just cover it up, maybe I wouldn't feel that bad. Sure. But how much better are you making yourself? And what if? Yeah, that phrase everybody hates to hear. Yeah, I remember Mr. Elwood telling you all about the cat. Yeah. Your little white cat that probably you all have at your all grandparents' house. You remember when I was exercising and broke the cat and propped the cat up and hid it. And every time my mom walked by the cat, what did I feel? I felt terrible inside. No, don't stand over here. Don't sit over here. Trying to make sure she didn't see the cat broke. Time and time again, I felt my heart just drop into my stomach over and 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 over again. Because she walked by the cat, she sat by the cat, she looked towards the cat. It didn't even matter if she was even near the cat, but if she was walking towards it, I always was ready for something. Imagine the act I had to put on. Imagine the song and the dance I had to put on to keep my mom from finding out. And you all remember the story. Finally, at some point in time, my mom found out. She says, what? Why didn't you tell me? It's just like everybody else says, I was just, and that's what we think so many times. Little we know, my mom already knew the cat was broke. She just wanted to see if I would have some, you got it, integrity. To see if I was willing to tell her. I'm sure my mom wasn't the only one that did it. I'm sure your mom or dad and whoever else did it to you too. Well, you all want to play a game? I've got an idea. You ever heard of a game called charades? Where somebody acts a certain way and you have to say what they acting like? I'm gonna do something kind of similar. What I want to do is actually give you all some descriptions of a fruit or vegetable, and you all guess what they are. And guess what? They may or may not be these fruits and vegetables. Y'all want to try it? You gotta go get your thinking cap. You always should have it on. Well, I'll give you some time to adjust it. Sit on tight. Okay, here you are. First one. It comes in many different colors. It comes in many different tastes. Sweet, tart, grows on a tree? You know how y'all say, da 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 da. Ready for the answer? Yep. If y'all guessed it, apple. There it is. Okay, this one may be a little bit harder. This one grows on a tree. It tastes really, really bitter. You can squeeze it. Did you all guess lemons? Good job. Good job. Okay, here we go again. This one grows on a tree. They grow in clusters. They are eaten sometimes with cereal. You can find these the front part of the grocery store all the time. Try. That's it. Bananas, that's right. Okay, here's the last one. Mr. Edwards' favorite fruit. It's grown in a tropical region. It looks on the outside much different than it tastes on the inside. It looks like it has like a spiky haircut. They gave it away, didn't it? Yeah. Pineapples. That's right. Fantastic job, you all. Why are fruits and vegetables important? Well, fruits and vegetables give you a lot of nutrients and vitamins that you need to have a healthy diet. Like they say, carrots are good for your eyes. They say bananas are good for this and so and so is good for that. I eat a lot of vegetables. Told you I like vegetables. I like fruits too. Nah, there's some I don't like. Beets, I could gag. Fruits, I'm not a banana fan. Yeah, I know everybody likes bananas, but not even in banana pudding. But everybody's different. But I like to tell you all a story about some guys that they were probably a little bit older than you all, and they wanted to be different. But they wanted to be different for who? For God. Y'all got a minute? Glad to tell you all about it. I'll be right back. Glad you all are back. Well, this time Mr. L was going to just make up the story off the cuff. No, don't be silly. This week's come from Daniel chapter 1. Yeah, it sounds really familiar. Well, guess what happened? There was a king called King Jehoiakim, and he actually ruled over Judah. That's like the kingdom that was split up from Israel, the 2 kingdoms down at the bottom and the 2 kings up in top. Well, the 10 kingdoms at the top was Israel. Well, King Jehoiakim, he didn't do what was good in the sight of God. He actually turned the children of Israel's ways away from God. He had them doing all kinds of things that God didn't approve of. So, God allowed him to be captured and taken away by this king of Babylon. And the king is called King Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, imagine having that first name in first grade. You might not never finish class. Well, God allowed him to come in and to totally just destroy the city and take all the people out. Well, he just didn't take anybody out. He didn't want the people getting together and talking amongst themselves and putting together a plan to get out of captivity. So what he did, he took the best and the brightest of the people and he took them to Babylon and he kept real close watch over them. Well, he also took the younger kids too because, hey, he planned to keep them forever. He wanted to keep the younger kids to be able to teach them in the ways of how the Babylonians do it because they didn't believe in God. So what actually happened, King Nebuchadnezzar, he actually said to one of his basically chiefs, these names are tough, but his name was Chief Ashpenaz. Don't ask me how to spell it. Ashpen, easy, I guess. But he told him to find the brightest, the smartest in science, math, reading, all those types of things. The ones that could do woodwork, metalwork. He told him to find the best and the brightest and bring them in. So it would have paid to actually do your homework, make great grades like it pays off now. No, you all are not going to captivity unless you want to call a job captivity. Well, some people do work for 40 years somewhere. I don't know. Well, so when that happened, he actually appointed one of his deputies and they found these 4 boys. One of them was Daniel. The book is named Daniel, so why wouldn't? Another one's name is Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Those were the Hebrew names, but their names got changed. Well, once Ashpenaz actually kind of went back to what he was doing, he actually had a person that he appointed over them. It was Melzar. And he was the one that was actually talking to Daniel and the 3 boys. Well, he changed the name of the boys. Well, when you go in and you take over a nation and you make them captive, you change their names to the names that you could pronounce, and also the names will give credit to whoever your God is. And that's what they did. So they changed the name of those guys to Belteshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So we'll just use those names for right now, I guess. So once they got over there, they were told by the king, hey, you all keep these people here for 3 years and then present them to me and show me what they've been able to learn. Well, that's a pretty tall order, but they got plenty of time. So, I'm sure they went to class and learned A, B, C, D in a totally different way. But one of the things was this. You go to class, be at school a certain time. What else do you have at school? Everybody goes to. Yeah. Lunch. It's important. So with these, it was probably hundreds of them. But the ones we're talking about today, Daniel says, I don't want the king's food. Now you remember a long, long time ago, I was telling you all about how the kings would eat. They would eat the best of the best food. It's kind of like a buffet of all your favorite restaurants every day for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. And you could always go back and get seconds. How much weight would you really gain doing that? Yeah, a whole lot. But Daniel said, no, I don't want any of that stuff. And neither do my friends. Well, the other guy that was over them, he says, I don't care what you guys want. My job is to make sure you all look better in 3 years. You're not going to get me killed. Mizar said, you're the ones that's not going to have a problem. I'm going to have a problem if you don't look better. Daniel said, hold on. Just trust me on this one. How about this? Give me 10 days. Just 10 days. And if we don't look better in 10 days, we'll do it your way. So in those 10 days, those boys only ate the stuff that they were accustomed to eating. And they didn't eat any of the king's food. So those 4 boys, now 10 days has passed. Well, why did they do it, Miss Stella? Because the king's food was not the food that the Hebrews ate. It was eating food that actually was defiling to God. And he was also showing that his God can provide. You know what we always say? We can trust God what? No matter what. That's right, no matter what. Big, small, fast, slow, no matter what. So in that, they said, we'll be fine. So 10 days passed by. What do y'all think they look like? They actually were brought in with the others that were brought in with them. And to the surprise of Melchizedek, and Ashpenaz, Daniel, and his friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, they look better than all the other ones did. Totally astounding. Because they did what? You better believe it. They put their trust in God. They had what is called what? Integrity. Yeah. By what you say and what you do. They did. And they did it believing that God would take care of them no matter what. No. I know you've heard your auntie or whoever else is doing the Daniel fast. I get it. People are trying to do it. But that's not what it's about. Can I let y'all in the secret? Shh. It's that simple. We learn a lot of things. So we don't have to go around looking for what we have to do is look for situations that allow us to be able to show integrity. That's kind of it. It's tough. Yeah, nobody's watching and nobody will know, or I just one time, or I just need to. But what happens? No, it's not about getting caught. Because who sees us? Yeah. We don't want to let God down. It's tough. Because we will. But guess what? Huh? Yeah. We learned that a couple lessons ago, didn't we? That's why I encourage you all. Make the choice. By what you say and what you do. Don't worry about how difficult the situation is. Hey, when you get that ice cream headache, you still want to take another bite, don't you? And it's hurting. Or when it calms down, you go back to it. Because it's what? Yeah, it tastes good to you. How much better is it than following God's word and being obedient to Him and what He's asked us to do? Yeah. See, it was only 4 of them. Oh, it was thousands and thousands and thousands that was taken off. You know, the story talks about those 4. So what do you think the other thousands and thousands were doing with the king's food? Oh, yeah. You like this? Oh, I never had this. But what did Daniel, Mishael, Azariah, and Azaniah do? Azariah said to Mishael said to Daniel, hey, you make sure you tell Hananiah we're going to all stick together. Because guess what? We can trust God no matter what. Again, God hadn't changed. He's still the same. So we can do the same thing today. Now that's just at the table, but the choices we make and what we say and what we do. We use integrity. It's not just God's watching us, but others are watching us because we are God's. We're the children of God. We're the example. Yeah, I know it's tough for who's giving much. It's required a lot. Yeah. When much is given, much is required. We're glad to have it. Let your light shine. Remember integrity.